Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Guess what? Sound system is going to get an upgrade. Now, I will explain, some of you guys are commenting on these live videos that the video quality is horrible, this and that. Well, it is on my phone, not the GoPro, and it all depends on what type of signal I have as to how well it actually makes you guys. So, I'm sorry for that, but to do it live, that's the only way I have right at this moment, is through my phone. And if I'm out at a different place or even down here, I'm hooked up to Wi-Fi, but it still just is, the signal cuts out. It's just what it is. But to make the videos when I'm out on the water or the full length, and I'm actually putting videos together, not doing these live ones, I do it with the GoPro. And this is just a Hero 4. Now, I'm reviewing today. I'm just giving you the rundown on these, but be looking forward to, because I'm getting ready to go out here in a little bit today. It's still too cold for fishing because a lot of places are still froze over. But we've got our new reels for this year that we're trying out for bait casting on the BFS stuff. If you guys remember this one, this is probably my favorite that I just picked up as far as trying, but we also picked up the Pt.1. Awesome little caster, actually real lightweight. And then, for whatever reason, the channel favorite that all you guys seem to watch, I have over 500 views just on this reel, was this purple monster. I'll be honest, this is my least favorite reel that I own. It's going to be for anybody wanting to throw BFS with me while I'm out. I will not probably be using this one that much, but I'm sure it will take a pounding and a beating. We'll be able to go through it, as far as durability on this reel. It casts pretty good. I mean, it feels alright. If you remember, it's got the little bit of a gap, so you got to run a little thicker line than you should have to on a BFS reel. So I'm getting ready to put a video together, and that's why I wanted to put this one out here to you guys real quick, so you'll know what's going on in that video. As I'm testing those out, getting a feel for everything, I'm also going to be trying out these different external mics that I picked up over the winter. And kind of doing a review through those until I figure out what works for me. Now, initially, here's what's going to be. This gets mounted back behind me on the boat. So for all of that, my original plan, and still as of right now, unless this thing just sucks, is to plug this thing in, and I'll be going with that. That should pick up if anybody's fishing back behind me. When I, just pick me up better, my voice, than just a regular one that was in the GoPro. Now, that was not a super expensive one, in the $20–$30 range. It's supposed to be a pretty good one. Then I just found this cheap one. It was like $6.50. So we're going to try it. It may work. It may not. It definitely does have, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't really look that bad. It doesn't really look as cheap as what it was. But you can set it up different ways, and it just plugs in. That's the only thing that I like over this other one I'm getting ready to show you on these two, is I just plug them in and it works. I can function the GoPro any other way I normally would. With this just plugged in up here, it's out of the way. It doesn't make it any bigger or bulkier. Now this one is the one, though, if I'm safe, when I'm probably not going to use it at all when I'm fishing in the boat. I don't know. We'll see. If it starts, raining horribly, I may go to this, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But this is the one, if you see me when I'm out on the bank and I'm doing some of these different tests, and I'm walking away and coming back and turning and all that, that's when I plan on using this, because I also need to test the battery life. With these, you just plug them in, and the GoPro, you keep on going. So when the GoPro battery goes dead, then that does. But with this system, and you got the one that clips on the back, it is rechargeable batteries internally, and so they're going to last however long, and there's no way to change the battery. You can't buy a bunch of batteries, as you see, like I have for the GoPro. I can just slap a new battery in it and go. You could also rig this up, wired to your boat battery. But with these, they go dead. You got to recharge them. So I'm going to try to not use this any more than I have to, other than if I'm doing a, strict little short video on the bank or something like that. So my main one, I'm hoping, will be this one, and it'll work. But where this one will come in handy is also, it has this waterproof thing, and I may not even need that, but I can put it in that, and I can actually, it comes with a clip. I can clip this underneath the bill of my hat, so it'll be sitting here like this, and you'll still be able to hear me. It'll be out of the rain. I can put plastic over this GoPro, pretty much seal the whole thing, and fish a little more in the rain without putting the top up or without it being a huge deal, hopefully. That's where this also may come in if it starts really raining, because anytime it really starts raining, I have to either go underneath the tarp or I could cover this GoPro up, but the problem is if you cover everything but that lens, then you muffle your sound. But with something like this, that would help. So that was my other thinking on that. The only drawback to that, well, there's two. Two drawbacks. Battery life and the fact that this thing clips on the back of your GoPro. Now, I've already concocted me a change this mount up, and I did get a new one with the other one to switch out. But these are what I kind of like using the best. They just work pretty simple, keep the GoPro small. But this thing clips on the back, and it takes away the fact that with this camera, the reason I like the 4 silver, it has a screen in the back. So in order to, just double check yourself or scroll through and like, oh yeah, that, or did I get that? Or when you're setting up a, shot, you're like looking like, oh, that's where I want it if I have it mounted on a tripod or something. With this thing set up the way it is, it totally shuts that off. And there's no electronic hookups doing that. That is just a mechanical clip-on. The actual piece, you have to have this also, and there's just like so many different parts to it. I guess there's 3 drawbacks to this one. And it was the most expensive. It will do the best for you as far as Bluetooth, and you can walk around and not be, have to be in a certain range of this GoPro. But I haven't even tried this one out yet. But apparently when I plug that in, that's how you make the connection, which seems kind of cheesy to me. I would have thought they would have done it as it plugs in. But apparently you do that, push it all the way in. I don't know how hard that's going to be to get back out. But then you are linked, just like plugging one of these in, you're hooked into the camera. Then when you sync up you turn these on, I think they turn blue. I think it's got a sync. Let's see. Come on. I just charged this. This is the first time I've tried these out. Okay, there it goes. So hopefully that is synced. And they're both blue. And then that'll just, is working, and it should be able to hear it. But like I said, I haven't tried these out yet. I'm going outside. So I'm guessing when they're both lit up blue, that should be indicating and letting you know they are working and you are getting your video, your audio is recording or working, going to that. So I'm going to go out here and I'll kind of explain that in the other video and you'll see the test, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what to be looking for. Main 2 things I'm trying to figure out in the next upcoming actual true videos will be which ones I like best. Do they work? Do they not work? Does this cheap $6 one even come close to the $30 one? Is it worth even buying? If you remember, I bought that other one that I looked at it wasn't even worth buying. It's got like a 1970s plug-in that I don't even think nothing's compatible with it. But the cheap one also did come with a few other things. I mean, for $6, it's hard to, if it works at all, a touch better than the, internal mic. You get another case, which I don't know how cheesy, if you see these from opening it up, you do break them, but they will still work. You just put them on and clip them onto this kind of system, and it'll still hold the GoPro in there. I actually had to, if you see how these are made, I had to cut out the back, well, I crimped them out with my pliers so it would fit this still. And I might have to do a little more once I plug that in. But for $6.50, it gives you a whole nother, I guess they needed to give you this because if you just have the old style plug-in, what in the world did they do here? Oh. There we go. But, I mean, this right here would cost you $3 to $5 just by itself if you order them separately, I imagine. something like that. I know these. I ordered another one. It's just I don't know where it's at. It's in China somewhere for like $1.50 or $2. So not a horrible thing if it works at all. We're going to try it out and see, and it may be one of those deals where I just lost $6.50. And it does say, I don't know if it's true stereo or not, but it does have a right and a left. It comes with these phones. You could run it without them, but I plan on just putting them on and leaving them. Because you never know when that wind, you guys know, you've seen the videos. Do you guys ever see me go out and fish when it's not windy? It's like impossible. Not very often. And I've never tried one of these things. This one does come with this. The Ceremonic comes with this kind of cover. Comes with just a little ball foam. This one looks cool. You know, you see all the cool YouTubers. They got this fancy setup, which I probably just double check, try both. This doesn't move in any way. It kind of just looks cool the way it's shaped. It looks like it should be a ball that rolls. It's weird. That should give you the full like surround and pick up everything from everywhere. That's another thing why I went away from a lot of those. You can get a cheap what they call what do they call that? I forget what they call it now. But the one that's more of like a, I can't remember the name of those. I'm drawing a blank. But you know the ones that got straight and they shoot straight out and they only really pick up what it's aiming at. This, I want something like this in the boat, in which hopefully this one may be too, that just picks up the whole area when you're out on the water, because a lot of times I'm fishing with somebody in the back of the boat, or I'm turning, going all different ways, and I'm not really, you know, sticking my mouth up to a freaking microphone. Alright guys, look forward to that video. I got a few more things to get set up outside. I'm going to start recording that on the GoPro. Should have better sound and everything. And I will be telling you along the way while I'm testing these reels which microphone I do have hooked up. We'll probably try it with without anything. I'll probably try this one first just to get a feel for it. Then we'll jump to maybe the cheapest one and then finish it out with the one that I really liked. I think I'm going to use the most, but it could always change. Alright guys, get out of here. Oh, whoa, stop. Hold the mic. Don't drop the mic, hold the mic. Another thing is now, the Removu came with stickers, which is kind of cool. Adding all this, which I normally have, what you see here in front of me, is about the only thing I use to carry all my GoPro stuff. It kind of fits in there. I don't use all the other fancy stuff. I've had this thing sitting in my truck for like a year or better. Let me slide this stuff down. And this is the thing I ordered last year, the goofy headset thing that I never use. So what we're going to do is I'm throwing out all the stuff that I just don't intend to use. I've never used that. These actually could come in handy if you just need to change something. I may leave those in there. Extra clip, I don't know. I don't use this like a, I don't know. I just never use that. That could come in handy. What do you guys think? You guys want to see some footage? Comment below if you want to see footage of me. I could mount one of these. You know, I can mount that GoPro right on a rod. And I may do that just to see. What I'd like to pick up is if I can set it up in slow motion. And because I'm thinking that some of these cheaper eBay and cheaper AliExpress reels, them spools, you know, like the DIY spools, may have a little vibration in them. I got rid of that Daiwa one, and it always had a weird feel. But what I've noticed with this one, I'm kind of changing the subject, but you know how I go. You guys get it. My loyal followers, you know that I'll change the subject. I see a squirrel, I'm going to look at it. But this reel, I've noticed, this spool feels a little better, but the stock spool, when you really try to crank that baby out there and put some RPMs on that spool, it has a weird sound like in the bearings, but it may not be the bearings, it may be the spools are not truly, you know, balanced. Just like a tire and wheel on your car and it starts shaking. That's one of the things I'm going to start looking into more and paying attention to on these cheaper ones. Because with BFS, and a lot of times you're going out there and you're not throwing it as hard or as far, and it may not be as big of a deal. But what I did was I took that the stock spool out of this one, and I put it in the black reel that looks just like it, And when I was really trying to I was throwing a ½ ounce of jerkbait, really throwing it hard, and I noticed that it may kind of start vibrating when it gets to those high RPMs. You really launch it out there. When I was testing this one, I'm going to see more today. I might put I might put the ½ ounce on it because this is a 661 Cutting Tet, and we've thrown a huge whopper plopper with it. It'll throw a big bait. I may see once I get these RPMs cranked up on one of these lightweight spools if they are out of balance as far as that being an issue. So for some of you guys that like me, I plan on throwing little bitty stuff, 16th, eighth ounce crappie jigs, but I also plan on kind of being a versatile, light or ultralight reel that make throw some bigger stuff, and it's got some vibration issues going on and different stuff, then that would definitely be a problem. But back to this. This thing, I guess I could use it in my car. If you have a boat with a console and a windshield, you could use that to mount stuff. But honestly, it takes up a lot of space. So what I'm trying to do is I'm either going to try to get everything, including the external mics in here, or I'm going to just rig it up to where I have these two small pouch, bags to keep all my GoPro stuff in and when I'm going places. I really like to keep all the charging stuff. I need cords and stuff. And I've got a cigarette lighter deal rigged up on my boat. I can charge stuff out on the water if I need to be throughout the day. So I just need to have all that stuff in here, and this is what I plan on doing it in. Oh, this thing here. A selfie stick! We don't need this freaking selfie stick. I got long arms. So anyway, I'm going to probably try to put it all in here because it looks like the GoPro will fit perfectly over here. And if the batteries would be the only thing, I may just turn this into a little battery box charge station thing and keep actual GoPro stuff in here. And who knows, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that figured out today, tonight. And first I'm going to try to go out here before we got a cold front coming. It was already cold, like 46 degrees yesterday, but the water just was not quite right, and it was just chilly enough. You know what I'm saying. You guys have seen my hands, right? I talked about last year. This year there's a little better, but if I get out there, these things turn white and I lose the feel, like they start dying off. It's not a good thing. So I have to have probably 50-degree weather, 55 to 60. I'm out all day, no problem. Anything less, I have to watch it. It's part of getting old. 48 years old. Thank you very much. Still kicking. Kicking hard. All right, get out of here. Stay tuned for that other video, and whatever you do, get out and go bass and bonsai for yourself.